I love that. I'm in Logic, and I love the Submission Audio, Gin Bass. I don't know if you're familiar with Submission Audio.
No, what is that?
Do you know Ermin? Do you know Ermin?
No,
Mastering engineer?
no, I don't.
Oh, he's down in Australia. He masters all of, like the Architect stuff, and
Oh, okay.
he masters Devon stuff.
Yep.
He has a company called Submission Audio that makes MIDI based stuff, and it's awesome. It sounds fucking incredible because he's a mastering engineer, so it sounds incredible.
Nice. What are you doing for amps now?
It depends. Yes, for the key thing, I used an Angle Invader Mark II that I just got with the Boss Wazacraft tube amp expander.
Yep.
Or with plugin stuff, I'll use a plugin that I can't talk about yet, but
secret plugin.
Yeah, but the people will know very, very soon. That sounds amazing. So Fab Filter stuff. What do you like for plugins?
I love Fab Filter.
Fab Filter's so good. Soothe 2.
Yeah.
So good.
I haven't used that yet, but yeah, I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. I definitely like 1176s, anything that sounds close to that. Basic EQs. Like the thing that I like in the past, like I would say, what is it, 5 years that they started adding the spectral analyzers to the actual EQs. There's something about having a visual representation of what you're EQing. Makes total sense.
Right.
And
can you imagine being the old school, like using your ears for this stuff?
that's for cavemen listening.
Right. Agreed.
But no, it's cool. It's like you haven't been a part of a Fluence voicing session yet, but the way we do things is very I would say it's very forward thinking. You can EQ things in real time. Our guitar pickups, we've had the ability to mix and match voicings and sounds and windings and stuff like that. So
cool.
Yeah, it's the world has gotten technology has really taken a huge leap, especially from the days of like working in ADAT or on tape, obviously.
Right.
Yeah,
dude. ADATs. Oh man, I forgot about those.
Well, that was like we did a record with Adam D from Killswitch, who also has a signature product with us. He definitely from Killswitch Engage. He did our first record with him on ADAT, and then I remember when we made the Oncoming Storm, he was like, "Oh, the studio just bought a Pro Tools rig like the other day." So we were on like Pro Tools 6 maybe or 5 or 6, and it was.
Oh wow! I didn't realize that was a Pro Tools record.
I want to say that I want to say that either Alive or Just Breathing or Oncoming Storm, one of those two were the first records I think he worked on Pro Tools.
Whoa!
Yeah. So that was in that studio at Zing Recording in Western Massachusetts. So. Yeah.
Hey, can we nerd out about some other stuff?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, main guitar tone for the Oncoming Storm. Go.
Okay. So you take a 5150 original signature, not block letter, right? And
Same thing.
It has to be Adams because for some reason every single Western Mass recording it was on Adams 5150 at Zing Recording.
Okay.
So it was a 5150 red channel. I could even give you.
It was the lead channel.
Red channel is the lead channel. Adam did usually use the green channel on certain types of things, but whatever.
Sure.
So bass set on 8, mids on 3.5, 4.
8?
Yeah, way high.
What?
Treble on like 12 o'clock. You have resonance all the way up, presence all the way down, probably on like 2. They're probably facing each other like that.
What?
Yep. Max on OD808, definitely for sure. And then it would be just a Boss NS2 noise suppressor. And then basically I would say Mesa Boogie guitar cabinet, right?
Okay.
With a 57 almost dead center up against the grill, and then a AKG C3000 next to it. But it wasn't a Mesa Boogie. Mesa Boogies were all the leads. It was a VHT 6x12. So that's the main tone. For the leads, we would just do a 57 on a Mesa Boogie through a Marshall 800, my 50-watt 800 with a Max on overdrive.
Oh wow, that's a good sounding 800.
Yeah. It was modded by a guy in, I want to say, Beverly, Massachusetts. He put a resonance knob on the back of it. I don't know. I fried my amp out in Europe once, and it was never the same. And then it didn't have the same characteristics, so he fixed it for me. But my 50 watt sounds pretty good. But it's pretty funny. Sometime like when you're back in Boston, we should do a special how to get the oncoming storm guitar.
I would love to.
It's Dude, really terrible though.
Did you guys ever use the Cobra on any of the records?
No, yes. We have a record called The March, and that was all recorded with the Frameless Cobra through a Mesa Boogie, a cab with the same mic combination. I would say C3000 and a 57, or it's a 57 and a 421.
Okay. Man, I need a.
So here, so the Cobra, you can only put it on for maybe 45 minutes at a time because they would always break. They would always overheat. Something about the transformer within the head would like burn out and die. I used to go through those amps like I used to go through underwear. It was like every other day one was breaking and I was always getting one. And
were you with them?
Yeah, I was signed with them. It was like one of the best sounding amps ever, but they the quality control
when it worked.
Yeah, when it worked. And then and because of that we had to. What happened to me is that I would go from amp to amp to amp to amp, and I think a lot of your users probably feel the same way. They see you with so much gear, they don't know what to buy. So I'm sure there's like, you could always tell people exactly what to buy, but they see you in public with so many amps. I became that guy after a while, and then I finally threw up my hands and said, these are the 2 amps that I decide to use. This is it. And I'm going to flirt with other amps, but these are my go-tos. So I think tone is really just subjective. It's whatever you really like.
Man, I've seen you play over the years with rectifiers, VHT stuff, mostly 5150s and 6505s, EVH stuff, the Rockmaster, the KSR stuff. Like you're pretty fearless when it comes to your live tone.
I don't really care about what I'm using. It's just a matter of it's a matter of what I like, and what I like is amps that, KSR, Rev's pretty cool. 5150, all the classics for me are just good. And there's all this like talk about digital amps versus real amps, all that stuff. Like, and I'm just really into air being pushed. I know you're different. I know you use the Line 6 stuff, and it seems like you get a really great.
I still use a cab though with it.
Exactly, but and just pushing through the cab for me, it never felt organic enough. I like to feel the balls of a real amp being churned up. But actually, today I was messing around. I'm not sure if you have one, but Fishman makes a it's called an Aura Spectrum DI. Are you familiar with that? Did we ever send you one?
I don't know.
It's
a DI.
Yeah. It's so it does a couple different things. It's actually, so it has I believe it has a boost. It has a compressor on it. But mainly what it does is that there's an EQ and there's a blend feature. And the Fishman Aura is basically, you take your acoustic guitar and you have different, like say if you're playing a Martin D18, there's different mic combinations. It's like an IR pedal for that. Cool. Yeah, so you can get the feeling of different impulses on a switch, 1 through, I think it's 16 or something like that. So that's something that we should send you. Do you have any acoustic guitars?
I have a couple of Taylors.
Okay. Oh yeah, and we put Fishman Electronics in that, right?
Yes.
What did we end up doing with that?
Did you send me an Aura with that?
I did send you an Aura with that.
Okay. I have some stuff. I don't know. I'll look. I've been
so just for the announcement, one of those 30 videos Ryan was talking about is a Fishman Aura pedal with a Fishman pickup system in it. I believe we hooked up your acoustic guitar with a Matrix Infinity pickup. There's a
and then yes, and we even got Taylor to install it.
Yeah, which is cool.
Dude, Jay's the man.
Yes,
fully supported.
Oh, you know who?
He's
do you
so
know
good.
Who just wrote on our feed is Mr. Brian Redbeard from Sennheiser.
What?
Yep, he's
writing
inappropriate things on the Fishman Facebook, but I will approve it. I will say that's okay. So Sennheiser, okay. I'm assuming Sennheiser's home because he's watching this feed right now.
yeah, he is home. He just had an operation too, so he's one-handed Brian right now.
So he finally got rid of his good hand.
Yeah, Yeah, he finally wore it out.
Playing drums. Oh man. So what are you doing to pass the time over there?
Fucking working, and then I'm playing some video games. I'm playing Far Cry
Yep.
5, and then the new Doom just came out, which I'm about to buy.
Yep.
But other than that, I'm working my ass off.
You're not going out. You're not getting any sunshine. You just staying in like a caveman.
No, we go for walks. Me and my lady take our dog out for a walk. But it's funny because like my dad. So my dad is recently. So my mom passed earlier this
Yeah,
year.
I'm sorry.
And all that has kind of settled. And my dad hasn't been by himself since 1978, right? He's literally just sitting at home, bored out of his mind, and he's so now he has my Netflix password, he has my Disney Plus password, he has the Hulu password and the HBO password, and I'm sending him all of these things to watch, and he's just going through movies and shows, and then he'll call me up and he'll be like, "You want to go get some food somewhere? Like, I want to get out of the house." And I'm like, "No, Dad. No. Stay the fuck home, man." And he's like, "I know, but I'm bored." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. This is how this works. You have to stay
Well,
home."
you were saying he was bored enough to want to. Well, obviously, again, sorry about your mom passing away, and it's awful, awful. But your dad, you were saying, I think you were saying you wanted to bring him to Europe with you, right? With the band.
I do.
So he could just be a roadie,
And
right?
he actually legit calls me, I don't know, once a week, twice a week, and goes, "So when are we going on tour?" Like, he really wants to drive the van and just get the fuck out of town for a while, and he wants to just drive.
That would be the best thing ever, though, to spend time with you, spend time with the guys, and just
Dude.
get out to Europe, go see the world.
Dude, I know, but I don't know if van life is really quite made for a 59-year-old dude. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe like I think we're gonna do a short run in late summer with another band, and maybe we'll let him drive.
So my advice to you is that the best thing about touring, right, is especially if you have like a girlfriend or a family member or somebody that's really excited about, "Yeah, you should have me out on the road sometime." The best thing you do is invite them out so they'll never want to do it again. Right? I had a friend who was like madly in love with his this girl. He was, they had a relationship, and it was always one of those things like, "Hey, like I should come on the road with you sometime." And the guy's like, "Yeah, sure, that'd be great." After about a year or two of touring, that was it. You can't even talk to her about music anymore. She's like, "Nope, don't like to be in the van with the guys, don't like to be in the tour bus." You could be in the biggest band in the world. Girls are like, "Nope, staying home. My bed doesn't move. I don't have to go find my underwear down in the bay." But the best thing you could ever do, though, like I think you should do this with your dad. So I did a song on YouTube with my niece. So my niece lives next door to me.
Yes.
And it was I started a fake band called the Little Girls Club, and we wrote a song called "I Want Candy." And I thought it'd be super cool to take someone who doesn't even write music and just make them write music. So I was like, "Hey, Allison, like you're 5 years old. Like what don't you like in the world?" And she's like, "I don't like how you can't bring candy into school anymore." And I'm like, "All right, cool. Like, tell me about what candies you like." And I started writing down all the candies and all that other stuff. Next thing you know, Little Girls Club. We had a hit. We had one song.
So
I think your dad could write a song with you. That'd be sick.
I think I'm gonna have him on the channel like way more. Like have him do FAQ Mondays and like do reviews because he doesn't know anything about this stuff. So, like, I think it'd be the funniest thing in the world to like hand him a guitar. I'm like, "Cool, what do you think?" And he'd be like, "What kind of wood is this? Is this Northern Alder or this, whatever?" Like he'd go full dad on it. I think that's what I think
better. Yeah, you should let your dad review bands on your page.
Dude,
like new releases, just like just Mr. Beard, Mr. Fluff, just getting into it, just like the
reviews music, dude.
But start off with bands that are just are sick. Like Lamb of God just put out a new record, so give him the new Lamb of God record. Let's see what he says.
Dude, that's such a great idea. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah. Does he listen to metal? No.
No, but he was responsible for me liking heavy music. He was into he was the guy who was in like Black Sabbath, Zeppelin, The Who.
Okay.
And like my mom didn't like any of that stuff. Van Halen and was a huge one, the first Van Halen record. Used to bump all the time.
So there's no real difference
So.
from Zeppelin to Lamb of God. I think he should like it. It's the same thing.
He might like it.
Yeah.
He might like it.
Play him some stuff that's like, I would say play him some stuff that is like known, bona fide hits. Tell him it's new. Play him like Down with the Sickness, and just ask him what he thinks of that. Like,
Classic 2000s songs as heard for the first time by Dad.
You need to actually, you're on Spotify, right? You
Yeah.
need to, I'm going to send you a link, or I'll post a link. There is a Buzz, my guitar player, and the bass player Prong, Fred. We made a late 90s, early 2000s, we call it Dinner Mixer. It was just the songs we want to listen to before dinner. And it's nothing but the worst music from the late 90s to early thousands. So there's some bad stuff on here. There's like Lit, bands like that,
I like Lit. Sorry.
No, I do too, but it's like the radio rock hits. Yeah.
Please send that to me.
Yeah. So,
all right, sick.
So, okay, well, man, like, it's great talking to you. I think we can end it here. Okay. Yeah, but I thought it'd be cool to get you online, talk a little bit. There hasn't been too many. There's been more people excited and saying your name on this live feed right here. People trying to comment, so people are excited to see you. So that's still a good thing. People care.
That's good.
All right, guys. Well, this is Ryan Bruce. He was nice enough to hop online with us today. He plays in a lovely band called Dragged Under. They are on tour. Go by their, they were on tour. Go check out future shows of them. Ryan does a very successful YouTube page called, what is it called again? Riffs and Beards?
Riffs, Beards, and Susi's.
And Ken Susi's, yes. All right, guys. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Ryan, I'll talk to you soon off camera.
See you, man. Lates.